Hello, I'm Tan the TMBOTC channel, and today we're playing Beyond Good and Evil 2, but not because we're playing it, playingception. Um, but we are also, once again, talking about another subject, and that is along the lines of the new Beyond Good and Evil 2, whenever that comes out. um, but it is a I wouldn't say popular, but like, I guess a cult classic? But it is a very beloved game that a lot of older fans would have loved to see. Press this and shock him?
Nothing.
Nah. But yeah, Beyond Good and Evil 2, and we're playing Beyond Good and Evil 1. But basically what I want to say is that Beyond Good and Evil 2 is not Beyond Good and Evil. You've probably heard it from other people before. There are probably people who have already done the subject on it, but I want to go more in depth. I had a friend who's a big fan of Beyond Good and Evil watch the trailer recently, this first cinematic one, and then a couple others, with more gameplay and such. And the one thing that was crossing his mind the whole time was that it's not a Beyond Good and Evil game at all. It doesn't play like one, it doesn't really look like one, even with the beloved characters. And there's a couple of things that kind of change the mood and atmosphere of it that just kind of doesn't make it look or feel like a Beyond Good and Evil game. It's got a lot of swearing in it, and it's just like, it's trying to be edgy. Tons of stinking things nowadays. And it's like, seriously? You're trying to be edgy and you're not even a game? That's kind of like turning Ratchet and Clank into an edgy, swearing fest of violence. Turning it into Mortal Kombat. But yeah, it just does not match the tone at all, and it's just so out of place. The gameplay, and then of course Ubisoft lying about like, we won't micromanage it, and stinking live services, and then they say live services are going to be a thing. It's like, you just said that there wasn't going to be. Now you're saying there is? You lying pieces of crud. I want to jump to my death. No, jump! Jump! Fall! Dang it. Okay, fine. Wait, can I actually do that again? Dang it! Can I do that over the edge? Dang it. How about... Now! Dang it. Oh, dang it. Oh, well. I'm fine with that. Piece of crud. Anyways, it's not Beyond Good and Evil. It's never, probably ever going to be Beyond Good and Evil. And it's kind of this weird thing where it's like, it's a sequel, but it's a prequel, I guess. Kind of like Red Dead Redemption 2. That's not really the major problem. It just doesn't feel, it doesn't look or feel like Beyond Good and Evil. They could have just completely called the game something else. If you want to live up to the original and please the fans, because basically that's what Beyond Good and Evil 2 is. Like, why else did you make it? Unless you're doing it for some other sick reasoning, then you can forget it. The fans should abandon you then. And just like in general, Ubisoft doesn't have a whole lot of games that I've been looking forward to lately. Most of their games either rely on being monetized or just stinking to crouch. So sneaky. Doesn't even have like the same kind of art style as the original and such. But crouching. But yeah, it just doesn't feel like the original Beyond Good and Evil. Oh, oops, I want to talk to you. Is there a way? Kip. Hello. But, it's not Beyond Good and Evil. It doesn't look like it, doesn't feel like it. There's nothing about it. It seems like Beyond Good and Evil other than the title. That's about it. And yeah, there's pig people and stuff, but... feels like a really modernized kind of Beyond Good and Evil. It's just kind of sad. It's lost the edge that it used to have. Okay, let's talk to some more people here. I wanna say, hey, let's talk to Grudge Girl over here. No, I'm just kidding. Hello. Alright. You piece of crud. Better be alright after I'm through with you. No. But that's, like, even, like, stuff like, what was that? The pirate game, Skull and Bones. I'm not really looking forward to it. I just don't care for it. I know it's gonna be better than Sea of Thieves, but I don't care for it, honestly. Hello. Hi. I said hi. Zaza. Alright. But it's just a really disappointing time for Ubisoft. Unless Splinter Cell and maybe a couple other zingers of games come out from them, then you don't really got my attention right now, Ubisoft. And you're a company that I do honestly love content from, but because you have some of my favorite game series of all time. You got like Rayman, you used to have Prince of Persia, Assassin's Creed I love, but now it's kind of lost its identity and doesn't know what the credit wants to be anymore. And even that new DLC looks a bit weird. It doesn't feel like an Assassin's Creed game. And then there's just stinking Far Cry being the same thing over and over again. I will do some Far Cry New Dawn footage for the channel sometime, maybe even Far Cry 5. I have to be careful with the copyrighted music, which is another problem I have with a lot of Ubisoft games, or why the crud can we not turn off the stinking copyrighted music so that we don't get tons of copyright claims and crud on our channel. But yeah, it's just I don't care for what Ubisoft has right now. It's just all really boring stuff. Hello, can I talk to you?
Can't play now, okay?
Give me that. No.
No, Wolf, no.
Wolf, you better give me that back. That's it. I'm coming for ya. I'm gonna sneaky on ya. Here I come. And where the crud are you? Hey, anybody see Wolf? Did anybody get a whiff of that wolf, that whippity-doo? Get over
Cut
here.
it out, Wolf. Give that back to me.
Cut it out, Wolf. Catch.
You
Gotcha.
lose, flea bag. Now give it back.
You're gonna give me that. Thank you, Wolves. Yay!
Nice job,
Box of K-Pups. Alright. I'll need it right now. Thank you. Have a nice day, Whoop. But I think I already talked to you. Hello. Oh. You just want to look up at the sky? Hello. What up? What up with you? Oh, okay. He's gone back to sleeping. Let's go back to Dink here. The pig. Dink the pig. PJ, I think. PJ's lab. Go back to PJ's lab. Let's look around more, but yeah, this is basically just fooling around in this game. This is the start of the game as well. So I'll be doing a lot of start of the game footage. I don't know if I want,
Oh yeah, that's right.
much like
Batteries
coming
are
across
shot.
spoiled. I know it's a century-old game. I'm just kidding. Centuries old, million years old. There's been games that long. All right. Let's see. Nice little boat. Nice little submarine boat thingy. It's got no pigs allowed. Well, that's mean. I got a piggy with me. PJs. But even like the original cinematic trailers of Beyond Good and Evil 2 looked better and more like Beyond Good and Evil 2 than what we're seeing now. So hopefully things do uh, come out better. It does look like a genuinely good game. I like the art style. It does look fun to an extent. I like some of the ideas, but it's clearly not Beyond Good and Evil 2. And I'm kind of losing my taste for it because of such, because it's like,
Nothing.
I would probably like the game better if it was something else, but since it's got the name Beyond Good and Evil attached to it, I'm sure people who've never even seen or played Beyond Good and Evil will say, well, what about thinking for people like me, who's never even played Beyond Good and Evil? I can see that, but even then, it's kind of like, you would say to yourself, well, do I have to know some of this stuff by playing the first game? As well as you would never realize that the game was like not at all like the original in many ways. I mean, you could probably argue that it doesn't need to be. Let's see this. But it's kind of, you're kind of setting yourself up for
Hello,
disappointment.
miss. I've been commissioned
The
by
fact
Mr.
that
de Castellac.
it's supposed to be a Beyond Good and Evil game, and it really doesn't feel or look like one.
This war
Like,
is
you
a
can
if
probably
you
still
accept,
make it
please
an
make your
open
way
world,
as soon as
open
possible to
galaxy
the ancient mine on
universe,
Black
and
Isle
still make it
located
work
on
as
the other
Beyond
side
Good
of
and Evil
town.
game, but you've even lost the kind of like touch of it, where there's swears and violence and all that, and more modernized story, and it just doesn't fit for what the original is.
Having completely understood the enormous
Really
risks
off-putting.
involved, Mr. de
Once
Castellac
again, what I
plans to
said,
reward
Ratchet
you
and Clank
generously.
being turned
See you
into
soon.
like a really just ridiculous swearing
You know this de
bloody
Castellac guy?
mess. You turn that game into that. That's kind of how it feels. It's just very off-putting, and it doesn't seem like a Beyond Good and Evil game at all. I don't care who you are. But yeah, that's basically all I have to say about this right now. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too long for you. Yeah, I'm hoping that Beyond Good and Evil 2 is a good game. I'm sorry that I got to this subject as well as a couple others that are on the channel or probably comment to the channel soon. That they are not that bad. So, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments below. When you do subscribe, hit the notifications bell. That will pop up next to it once you do. And I will see you guys on the next episode of whatever discussion I do, as well as a couple other episodes that I've already talked about coming out soon, like my Maldron the Assassin video, for example. That will be coming out. I want to make a bunch of videos so that I can keep up to date with this stuff and more, and I want to do kind of a versus video with... The versus video isn't like necessarily a back-to-back thing, but it'll be taking subjects that and examples that another YouTuber has made, and then add my own things and just like points of view and arguments that will kind of oppose or be the opposite to YouTubers like Angry Joe, say me versus Angry Joe, or somebody something against like something versus Jim Sterling, kind of like what I did with Breath of the Wild versus Jim Sterling, and do something like that. And I kind of want to do that stuff. I want to do one on the Division 2 because it's an interesting subject, and I want to capture some footage of Division 2 and some footage with my friends playing with me on some of these games, as well as much more. So I'll see you guys next time. Remember to do what I said before with the like, share, and all that. See you guys later. Bye-bye.